Hello, my most amazing artists. How are you today? Today I'm talking to my 4G scholars, and we are going to take a look at an amazing impressionistic painter by the name of Claude Monet. Claude Monet was considered to be the father of impressionistic painting. He inspired many other artists to do a similar style. The way that Claude Monet painted this impressionistic style was the kind of thing that focused not on making something look entirely realistic, but it focused on what light was doing to the object or the scene he was looking at. So when you look at this picture of his called the Water Lily Pond, you'll notice that it's just a lot of splotches of paint, and those are really looking to show how the light was reflecting off of the water. All right, it says, Claude Monet loved to paint the pond in his garden. This view shows it in early summer, with sunlight catching the lilies and leaves and glinting off the Japanese-style bridge. Monet liked to paint fast and outdoors, so he could capture the changing effects of the light and the weather. Compared to many other artists, his pictures are like quick impressionists, which made art critics call his style Impressionism. Monet painted his lily pond over and over again. In fact, he is famous for making series of paintings showing the same scene in different conditions. He enjoyed watching how things change between dawn and dusk, or summer and winter, seeing color and light in even the bleakest winter landscapes. Claude Monet was born in France in 1840. As a young artist, he pioneered the style known as Impressionism. At first, people mocked his sketchy, atmospheric paintings. But by the time Monet died in 1926, he was one of the world's most successful artists. This is one of Claude Monet's most famous paintings. And as you can tell from this photograph, you can see that it is huge and that it's made of multiple canvases. This is his painting called Water Lilies, and you can see here that it's very atmospheric. In other words, there's not a lot of detail and sharp lines. It's very impressionistic. So that one was also, if you saw the video of me reading the book about Claude Monet, there was a part where the pages folded out and there was this really big picture. This is the painting that was inspired by. All right, the next one I'm showing you is one that we were just talking about. It's called Water Lilies and Japanese Bridge. And actually, Claude Monet painted many of these with this same bridge in the painting. So we were looking at a slightly different one. So I want you to notice here that in this painting, he used a lot of green and blue colors. But in some of his other paintings of this bridge, he uses different colors. The other thing that's kind of cool about this picture is I can zoom in and I can show you the detail of his paint strokes. So see if you can kind of see how, as an impressionistic painter, he didn't paint a lot of detailed lines and shapes. He just used a lot of dabs of color, and you can see the thick paint and how he kind of layered it over and over again to make that effect. So that is the Japanese bridge. And this was a bridge, of course, that he had right on his property that he loved to paint when he would go into his garden. Okay, now I'm going to show you a series of paintings that are all about haystacks. He was very interested in painting the same thing at different times of day or in different seasons so that he could really explore the effect of how the sunlight changed what you look at. And I think that idea is so important for an artist because, as I've said before, when you are drawing or painting or shading something in, you really need to use what I call your art eyes. You need to look at something in a way where you don't just draw or paint what you think you see, but you actually look and see carefully what it is that is actually there. And so when Claude Monet was doing these haystacks, he would get up at different times of the day and go out and paint what he actually saw with the sunlight and the shadows in different areas. So this one is the end of summer, and you can see the shadow over here on the right side and the highlight over here on the left side. This one is very pastelish. It's very light and kind of airy feeling. This one is the same haystack, or one of the same haystacks, but this one, of course, is painted at a different time of day. This looks like it was probably done at the sunset time and evening, where everything is kind of turning a golden color. And in this picture, he's got a lot like more vivid colors, where he's using these darker reds, these dark yellows. He's got some blue and some green in there. So very different looking from the first haystack. And then this one, this page actually just shows that there's many more of these haystack paintings. So I'm just going to show you a few real quick. So you can see that there's different colors he used, different seasons. You can tell this one is in the winter. There's some snow on those haystacks. Just lots of different ones that he painted. Practicing and learning himself from the experience of doing so many different ones of the same thing. All right, so that's what I wanted to show you about Claude Monet's paintings. We are going to do a project that is based off of the Japanese bridge that he liked in his water lily pond.